Don't pay attention to the background. I'm about to tell you something that can actually help you.
All right, let's tackle one of the biggest questions in the credit card world. Are you better off with simple cash back, or should you be playing the travel points game? You know the answer to this is always shifting, as new cards and new rules constantly change the landscape. So let's figure out what makes the most sense for you right now in 2026. So what's the right move for your wallet? Are you leaning towards the steady, predictable safety of cash? Or are you feeling a little more adventurous, ready to play the high-stakes, high-reward game of points? Look, this isn't just about scoring some freebies, right? It's really about picking a financial strategy that actually works for you and your lifestyle. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll make the case for simple and stable cashback. Then we're going to dive headfirst into the high-stakes world of points. After that, I'll show you the hybrid strategy that I think is the real winner, combining the best of both. And we'll wrap things up by putting it to the test with a tale of two cards. Okay, let's kick things off with the reliable contender, the old faithful in this matchup, cashback. This is the straightforward, no frills, no nonsense approach to credit card rewards. And for a lot of people, it is absolutely the ultimate safe bet. So at a glance, the appeal of cashback is super obvious, right? You get stable rewards that are incredibly easy to use. Plus, the cards themselves are getting better and better. But, and this is a big but, there's a trade-off. You're pretty much giving up the chance for those enormous welcome bonuses and all the fancy perks that come with high-end travel cards. So, what exactly makes cashback so appealing? Well, for one, pretty much anyone can get their hands on a decent cashback card. They're also incredibly stable. The card you get today is likely going to be just as good in 5 years. And the best part? That cash is yours, instantly. Use it for anything you want. There are no hoops to jump through, no complicated systems to learn. Okay, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a very real cap on how much value you can get. Banks have found it tough to keep those super high-rate cards going. And the welcome bonuses, they're fine, usually just a couple $100. If you're dreaming of sipping champagne in an airport lounge or getting other premium perks, yeah, a cashback card is probably going to leave you wanting more. All right, let's flip the coin and talk about the other side of this debate, the wild world of points and miles. Now, this is what we call the high-stakes game. It's more complex, it's definitely more volatile, but the potential upside, the reward, it's on a completely different level. The allure of points cards is undeniable. We're talking insane welcome offers, the ability to literally multiply the value of your rewards, and access to luxury travel you might not otherwise afford. But there's a dark side. Annual fees are getting crazy high. Your points could lose value overnight, and it all gets really complex. Plus, there's this thing called distorted redemption reality, where the amazing value you see advertised isn't always so easy to get.
So what's the big deal with points, really? For starters, the welcome offers can be worth, get this, over $1,000. Then you have the magic of transfer partners. You could earn what looks like a 3% return, but by transferring those points to the right airline, it could become an effective 6% return or even more. This is literally how you see people flying in those fancy first-class pods and staying in luxury hotels for practically nothing.
So you might be wondering, how can the banks possibly afford these insane bonuses? Well, here's the secret sauce, and it's kind of shocking. An Amex study recently found that most people use their points for some of the lowest value redemptions you can imagine, like gift cards or to cover a charge at checkout. Essentially, the majority of people are leaving a ton of value on the table, and that's what subsidizes the huge rewards for the small percentage of people who really know how to play the game.
But, and this is a big heads up, playing the points game isn't always a walk in the park. The annual fees on premium cards are soaring, sometimes hitting $700 or $800 a year. Your hard-earned points can get devalued overnight if a hotel or airline decides to change their program. It's a lot to keep track of. And let's be real, a lot of those once-in-a-lifetime redemptions you see on Instagram, they're often just not practical for a normal person's life.
Okay, so we've looked at both sides of the aisle. The simple cash back, the complex points game. What's the final call? Well, here's the twist. The smartest play in 2026 isn't about picking a team at all. It's about building a system that lets you have the best of both worlds.
This slide just nails it. The best way to think about this is like you're building an investment portfolio. Your cashback card, that's your safe, reliable bond. It's never going to have a crazy year, but it's steady. Your points cards, those are your high-growth stocks. They're riskier, more volatile, but they have the potential for massive returns. A good portfolio needs both. So how do you actually build this hybrid wallet? It's not as complicated as it sounds. Here's a simple 5-step playbook. Step 1. Get a solid cashback keeper card, something that earns at least 2% on everything. Step 2. Add a beginner-friendly travel card, one with flexible points and a low annual fee. Step 3. Level up to a mid-tier travel card to snag a huge bonus and open up new ways to earn. Step 4. Add a couple of cashback category kings to max out spending on things like gas or groceries. And finally, Step 5. Keep your eyes open for new travel cards with big sign-up bonuses that you can churn periodically.
Okay, to bring this all down to earth, let's look at a real-world showdown, a tale of two very different cards that perfectly represent these two philosophies. We're putting the powerful cashback Robinhood Gold card head-to-head against the controversial Super Premium Built Palladium Points card.
Here's the setup for our little experiment. Super simple. We're going to take 1 year of spending for a typical American family and see what happens when we put every single dollar on just one of these two cards. And wow, this table lays it all out, doesn't it? It perfectly illustrates that core difference we've been talking about. The Robinhood card gives you a consistent, predictable return. The Built card, though, its value can swing wildly from pretty good to absolutely amazing, and it all depends on how much effort you put in. First up, the Robinhood Gold card. You do the math, subtract its small annual fee, and you walk away with a fantastic, totally predictable $977. Cold, hard cash. No fuss.
Now let's look at the Built Palladium. If you take the easy way out and just redeem your points through their travel portal at a fixed rate, well, after that steep annual fee, you actually end up behind the cashback card with only $797 in value.
But, and this is the whole point, if you're willing to learn the system, to master those transfer partners, that exact same spending can explode in value to over $2,000. That right there is the high-risk, high-reward game in a nutshell.
So what's the real takeaway here? The bottom line is this. The best credit card strategy isn't really about the cards themselves. It's about you. It's about your lifestyle, your goals, and how much time you're willing to invest. So the final question isn't which card is better, but which path are you going to build